It's yet another wonderful and lovely day from the farm. So today we want to discuss how we can control weeds in onion. Okay, how we can control weeds in onion. Weeds are a menace when it comes to onion farming. They're a very serious problem. So what are the two ways which you as a farmer can use to control weeds? Well, the first way is manual weeding, and that is where you go in manually to weed out your field. But as you may know, it's not always easy because sometimes these weeds can be so overwhelming. So you need to ensure that you plan in advance when it comes to weed control. Now let's talk about how we manage weeds, starting from the nursery itself. We normally advise that if, for example, you plan to set up your nursery, say next month. So right now we are in June. Let's say you want to set up a nursery in July. So what is advisable is that you need to plan ahead. Always plan ahead. Farming is about planning ahead. Don't do things haphazardly where you just wake up and say, yeah, today I'm going to plant my nursery. No, always plan ahead. It's important to always to plan ahead. So that being the case, then if say maybe you are planning to put up a nursery, say in July, so start preparing your nursery field a month before. Put your manure, put your lime, make the soils smooth, then begin to water. Then every week remove the weeds. Every week remove the weeds. That means by the time you are planting your nursery, you will literally have no weeds on your nursery field. If at all there will be any weeds, they will just be very few and it becomes very easy to control them. That is how we control weeds on the nursery. So prepare your nursery field a month before, keep watering every week, and just remove the weeds after you put your manure, after you put your lime. Keep controlling your weeds on that field. By the time you are planting, you will literally have no problem whatsoever. So never use a weed killer on a nursery. Okay, that will really affect the germination rate of your seed. Let's say now that you have transplanted your field and your crop is in the main field, how do you control weeds? In that particular case, how do you ensure now that you control weeds in the main field? Now, as you can see our field here, our field looks very lovely, okay? As you can see, literally we have no weeds in there. So how did we control our weeds to ensure that our field look as clean as it looks? The point that we need to remember is that onions have shallow roots, okay? So this being the case, the fact that onions have shallow roots, it becomes a big problem when you have weeds around, because the weeds will be literally competing with your onions. So the fact that onions have shallow roots, you need to ensure that you control the weeds at an early stage. So what do you need to do? Okay, so about a day after you transplant, so depending on the instructions on a particular weed killer that you are using, so on our end, what we do is that just a day after we transplant, that is when we go in with a weed killer. Okay, so there's a selective weed killer that we use which is specific for onion. Okay, there are a number of products on the market. Okay, so there are specific weed killers that you can use to spray in onion. One of the products that we use that we have found to be very effective, you can find this particular product with Zambia. It's called the Snowflane. Yeah. So Snowflane is one of the very good products that you can use to control weeds in onion. It's a selective herbicide. So when you use Snowflane, you find that your weeds will not be competing with your main crop, and your crop will be as clean as we are able to see. So ensure that you control weeds on the nursery, ensure that you control weeds in the main field. When you do that, that will contribute to you having higher yields. Thank you so much for joining us this Monday morning, and we hope that you'll be able to work hard in your field and ensure that you keep your fields as clean as ours looks. Happy farming and have a wonderful day.